school's out, blame corona, but I still got some science I could show ya. No class, no school, that's cool, throw the class on the YouTube. Even if they shut the school down, I'll get that knowledge anyway somehow. Real scholars won't stop for corona. Tune in for that science takeover.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Mrs. Finney's science class. Thank you for joining us, our HB Warriors. Shout out to you and all of our subscribers. We are now at 115 subscribers. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, today we are wrapping up lesson 5. We're done with this lesson. So today is a summary day, all right? Learning objective, I can summarize what I learned from lesson 5. Let's take a look back at all the information we covered since last Monday. You guys are awesome for coming in to the online science class. Yes, you. All right, so in our controlling body systems lesson, the first thing we talked about was parts of the nervous system. Okay, and here reminds us the nervous system includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. The parts of the nervous system are made of nervous tissue, which is made of neurons and other kinds of cells. I'm going to take us back so we can get a visual. So in section 1, we had this particular image to demonstrate the parts of the nervous system. Right here. All right. So here it showed the organs of the nervous system are the brain, the spinal cord, and a network of nerves that flow all throughout the body. You should remember this one. All right. So we covered that on Monday of last week. Okay. All right, going back to our summary. We want to talk about section 2. Section 2. Stimuli to and from the brain. In this section, we learned that the brain processes signals from stimuli in both the internal and external environments and responds to it. Sensory nerves receive signals from the environment and transmit them to the brain. Motor nerves send signals from the brain to the other organs. All right, so that was big takeaway from our second lesson, which was last Tuesday. I'm going to take you back here and recap on what we covered. All right, so here we had this image. Talks about internal signals to the brain. Okay, and we looked at the example of the stomach, all right, and the sensory nerves sending a signal to the brain. Okay, so this could happen in an example if we are full, then the sensory nerves will send a signal to the brain. Hey, you need to put down that fork. We're stuffed over here. We are stuffed. Okay, or in the case where you are hungry, sensory nerves will send a signal to your brain. I mean, are we going to eat something anytime soon or not? Like, I'm hungry. Okay, so that's how that will work. Internal signals. All right, we looked at that last week. So great flashback. I really enjoy it. Really enjoy this. All right, let's go back to our summary. We also talked about voluntary and involuntary responses. So there are 2 kinds of responses to a stimulus. We're right here. Voluntary, remember we talked about that, and involuntary. We had some examples we discussed, right? Voluntary responses are things that you have a choice about. Involuntary responses are the things that happen automatically. For example, breathing, heartbeat, those sorts of things we would consider involuntary. All right, voluntary, do you want to sit down? Do you want to stand up? Things of that nature, right? We talked about a reflex. This is an involuntary, rapid, automatic response to a stimulus. We talked about that. and spinal cord reflexes are processed in the spinal cord. Let's take a look at the images we covered in section 3. You guys should remember the knee-jerk reflex, all right? And this is a type of involuntary response called a spinal cord reflex. And if you go to the doctor, periodically you'll get this check, all right, where they will take a stimulus in this case, right? Tapping the knee sends a signal to the spinal cord, and then sends a message back to your knee to jerk, all right? And that is the way to test whether your nervous system is operating appropriately. Okay, so that's an image that we looked at. Okay. Let's go back to our summary. Next section, we have section 4. Section 4, sense receptors. Sense receptors detect stimuli from the environment. When a stimulus is detected, the sense receptor sends a signal to the brain. Okay? Brain has some decisions to make. The brain either sends a returning signal resulting in an immediate behavior or a memory forming. All right, so let's take a look back at the types of sense receptors we covered. Okay, so here we discuss mechanical receptors, okay? And this detects and is activated by movement. All right, the examples were, for example, on your stomach, your ear detects movement, your skin detects movement. All right, we also talked about chemical receptors. All right, and these are sense receptors that detect and are activated by chemical substances. And so our examples we talked about, taste buds. You know, make a decision with those chemical receptors. Is this good? Is this nasty? Is this something I like to eat again? Or no, right? Also, we have smell. It's another thing. And the cool thing, smell and taste keep many animals, including you, from poisoning themselves. Cool. So you can smell something and say, whoa, I need to stay away. Or if you taste something that doesn't taste good, your body can give you a little signal, this is not for us. No. We also talked about light receptors. Obviously, these sense receptors are where? In your eye. Okay? Without these sense receptors, you would not be able to see. Okay, so here's our example we looked at. Light receptors in your eye, chemical receptors, nose and tongue, and then we have the mechanical receptors. We talked about those for your ear, your skin, your stomach was also an example of a mechanical receptor. All right. Let's take a look back. Next section, we have section 5 in our summary. We talked about memory, learning, thoughts, and emotions. Memory, learning, thoughts, and emotions also result from information processing by the brain. We have short-term memory, which acts as a temporary storage of information that is being processed. Information comes in, sits there for a little bit, then it goes out, doesn't stick. That's short-term memory. Long-term memory stores information in the brain over long periods of time. All right? So taking a look back there, see what we covered in section 5. All right, here's where we talked about the part of the brain, okay, that creates new memories, hippocampus, okay? And again, memory can be one of the results of information processing in the brain. All right, cool reflection. Wow, we've covered so much information. And last section, we talked about regions of the brain. That was yesterday. Signals travel from various parts of the body to specific regions of the brain. Scientists have gathered evidence for this understanding through various methods. we discussed a gentleman named HM. Shout out to HM. Okay, for all of the research he allowed to happen on his brain. All right, we also talked about neurosurgeons yesterday. Okay, and in our conversation, we realized that there are different parts of the brain responsible for different functions. All right. And so here it says evidence from studying HM and the brains of other patients has supported the claim that different regions of the brain are important for processing different kinds of signals. All right. So we have covered a lot of information. That gets us to our wrap up for today. All right. So before we start, let's make sure we're good to go. Everybody ready? Section 5 wrap up questions. All right, first question. What are the 3 parts of the nervous system? Good, good, good. The nervous system includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Good job. We know our stuff. Yes, yes, we know our stuff. Yes, yes, we know our stuff. Stuff. Woo, 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 get it. Having a cheerleader flashback. All right, here we go. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. The brain processes signals from blank in both the internal and external blank in response to it. What should we place here? Think about it. All right, the brain processes signals from stimuli in both the internal and external environments and responds to it. Good job, good job. Next question. What is the job of sensory nerves? What do they do? Sensory nerves. I know you know the answer. Yes, you do. Okay, I'll pause. Now my lane, got you. Here we go. Sensory nerves receive signals from the environment and transmit to the brain. Good job. So if you know what sensory nerves do, what is the job of motor nerves? I know you know this. This is just a review. Motor nerves send signals from the brain to the other organs. Good job. All right. What are 2 kinds of responses to stimulus? The 2 kinds of responses to stimulus are voluntary responses and involuntary responses. I know you know this stuff. I know you know this stuff. I know you know, I know you know, I know you know this stuff. Woo, woo. All right, here we go. Moving on. What is a reflex? Good question, Mrs. Finney. Good question. A reflex is an involuntary, rapid, automatic response to a stimulus. Keep that in mind. It's involuntary. All right. Where are spinal cord reflexes processed? This is kind of a giveaway. I'm just saying. Spinal cord reflexes are processed in the spinal cord. Easy one. All right. Fill in the blanks. When a stimulus is detected, the sense receptor sends a signal to the blank. The brain either sends a returning signal resulting in an immediate or a memory forming. What would you put in the blanks? Well, let's see if you're correct. Let's check this out. When a stimulus is detected, the sense receptor sends a signal to the brain. The brain either sends a returning signal resulting in an immediate behavior or a memory forming. Good job, good job. Next one here, fill in the blank. 2 words. Memory learning, thoughts, and emotions also result from fill in the blank, for or by the brain. What do we have? Come on, I know you know it. Memory learning, thoughts, and emotions also result from information processing by the brain. All right, last but not least, fill in the blank. Signals travel from various parts of the body to specific of the brain. We talked about this yesterday. I know you know the answer, just say it or type it in the comments. I know you know the answer, just say it or type it in the comments. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Signals travel from various parts of the body to specific regions of the brain. Good job. Nice work, nice work. So we are finished with lesson 5, controlling body systems. Give yourself a round of applause. You've learned a lot since last Monday, online, from home. Yes, I love it, I love it. Shout out to the scholars. Let's wrap this up with an outro. Here we go. It's been fun. It's been real. We break it down and pick up science skills. Give yourself 2 claps just for tuning in. Come back, meet tomorrow. We can learn again. Oh, it's been fun. It's been real. We break it down and pick up science skills. Give yourself 2 claps just for tuning in. Come back, meet tomorrow. We can learn again. You guys have an awesome rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Peace out.